Hi, my name is Inez. So this is my presentation and I will explain about throughout inclusion of special education students in general education. Approximately 15% of the world population are persons with disability, more than 1 billion people. Some of them are students and of course they need more attention. So, what is disability? Disability is a term includes disruption, activity limitation, and restriction or participation. Disturbance is a problem with the body function or structure, and activity limitation is difficulty by individuals in carrying out tasks or action, while distraction or participation are problems experienced by individuals in involvement in a life situation. So, disability is a complex phenomena which reflects the interaction between the characteristic of a person's body and the characteristic of the society in his lives. The primary intent of this program evaluation was to determine the degree of inclusion of students with disability in general education classes in 4 elementary schools and 4 secondary schools. The similarities and differences in how special education services were offered and the ways in which students with disability were supported in the less restrictive environment. Staff preparation of special education service were examined by conducting personal interview with a large majority of the classroom teachers, special education teachers, instructional assistant, and principal in each school. The findings include description of how far along each school was with inclusion, the amount of time students spent in general education, the roles of the special education teachers, the attitudes of all staff toward inclusion and toward collaboration, and of course the skills of the teachers related to the inclusion of special education students. The findings also include description of the impact of inclusion on other students, the performance of all students on a statewide test, and the qualitative response of educators toward inclusion. Overall, educators were positive about educating students with disability in general education settings. They were conservative about how to best do this, with many of them preferring to have the included students accompanied by a special education teachers or instructional assistant, or accounting to have reimbursed room service. Nearly everyone forward using instructional assistant to help all students, not just the students with disability. More educators reported feeling positive about working collaboratively and felt they had administrative support to offer inclusive education program. Related forms of special education service delivery. First, consulting teacher model, cooperative teacher model, supportive research program, and less instructional assistant. So the results of the research are: first, administrative support. In general, the administrators in these 8 schools were doing a good job of working with supporting the teachers as evidenced by the teachers' positive perception of them. Second, attitude toward inclusion. Overall, there was a trend among the participating educators of moving more and more toward the inclusion of students with disability in general education classes. 3. Service delivery option. It is recommended that all staff be guided to explore a variety of service delivery options other than just research program, cooperative teaching, or instructional assistant. 4. Classroom management and student discipline. Most educators indicated they were using good classroom management and student discipline strategies. 5. Instructional modification and strategies. As teachers move toward using more inclusive classrooms, they often discover that many of the same strategies that work with students who are the risk For school failure, also work to certain students with disability and vice versa. Next, 6. Impact on statewide testing. One of the biggest concerns of many educators and the general public is a possible adverse effect that the presence of students with disability in general education classroom might have on a statewide testing result of other students. In this program evaluation, most of the teachers interviewed correctly predicted that the class average statewide test scores would not be affected. Overall, the findings of this interview strongly support the practice of including students with special education challenges in general education programs. Several key factors that were explored this program evaluation can guide educators in more fully activating the full potential of inclusion and the less restrictive placement concept of special education. So this is my presentation. Thank you. Bye.